Hi, welcome to Soul Mastery for Success. Today my guest is Skylarr Reed, and he is an awesome 27-year-old entrepreneur that is a mover and shaker. He's currently the owner with his beautiful wife at the Salon Envy here in Prescott, Arizona, and they're doing some really amazing things for the community. And I got my hair done and I totally fell in love with his wife. They're having a new baby, and I love to work with growing families and the entrepreneur spirit, and so I want to make this video a lot of fun. My name is Indira, your host, and I'm the co-founder with John Eastman for BillionaireMommy.com, and my goal is to create a community of business owners that really want to make a difference, make an impact in the world, that want to serve our communities. And we are looking at instead of maybe retiring in 25 or 30 years, which is the normal trajectory for, let's say, a 70-year plan for us, my current clients, I'd love to see them be retired, let's say within 5, 7, or 10 years, and really have a life with our children, that when they're ready to take vacations and go to school and the things that really matter to us as young parents and entrepreneurs, to not have to work 18, 20 hours a day like I've had to. And in the background, if there's some noise, I work with lots of babies and I have a toddler, so hopefully you have kids too and you understand. If you don't, just please tone it out. But this is a kid-friendly mommy that is a billionaire mommy with a billionaire mindset that is here to serve you and the community and to do the best things for our kids to come. So we were talking about how do we take a business like a salon or any business, how do we structure businesses? And Skylarr has a lot of experience as a district manager for Sprint, and he's a young executive that's a mover and shaker, and he's very successful there. And so he has 3 different main themes of businesses, and that's what we all would thrive for as business owners. We would want to have a business that stabilizes our overhead so that we have freedom of time, so that we can go and then focus our attention and energy on bigger businesses. So the second idea that he has, or ideas that he has, is around creating some sort of a medical center for estheticians and for the healing properties of medical marijuana and all types of healing that can come from that environment, along with healing for substance abuse. And even though in my culture, in my world, I don't drink or smoke, and so I'm not familiar with substance abuse, he is, and that's a dream that he has, to create these rehab centers, and also for a critical environment, which is also on the reservations where we have a lot of substance abuse, and he's currently in process of getting that dream to come alive. And as entrepreneurs, we tend to have that. We have our short term, we have to take care of our current needs, but then we have a dream that's in process, and then we also have a big dream. We're business owners because we really want to make a lot of money. At the end of the day, we want to be profitable so that we can, take the trips we want, and maybe retire a little early, and we want to have fun, and we want to, spend more time with our kids. So that's where we talk about capital. That series of video will probably be for another session, but in today's session, we're going to cover some of the very basics on how to have that cash flow needs met. And I think this guy's got a lot of it done and right, and he's got that revenue focus. Their salon is very successful, and they retain over 75% of their customers here in Prescott at the Prescott Mall, and they've got that right. So he's got that critical mindset and that component of service and keeping their brand pure, and understanding that at the same time, having another little baby on the way, we want to create like total freedom with him and his wife to have some time and to raise that baby and to be able to do the things that they want to do. And as a community, I'd love to see entrepreneurs have that that understanding of that 7-figure online platform. Generally, we love to use these videos as training videos to build that platform and to get started. So without much ado, I'm going to let Skylarr talk about something very, very critical and important, that if we understand our mission, our vision, and our purpose and why we're in business, then when things get, a little challenging here or there, or we want to get to that next tier or that bigger business vision, what keeps us going? What is it that drives us? What is that entrepreneur spirit? What makes us want to keep at it? A lot of times we tend to, as entrepreneurs, we want to help others and we want to serve our community. So what winds up happening is we combine our mindset with charity and our mission, vision, and purpose in the same box, and we don't hit that, let's say, goal of $500,000 or $1 million a year, or hit that 7-figure, because our heart is so much into it. However, I love working with people like that, because over a year, 2 years, 3 years, it's not so hard to make $1 million with that kind of heart and compassion. In the business world, we know it can be very shark-like. There's Shark Tank. I would love to see a dolphin tank. I'd love to see us work as a school, as a community, as a collective, where we are collaborative. There is competition in the market, but we're collaborative and we support and nurture each other as we grow in that community, and we raise capital within that community, significant amounts of capital, to see everyone's dreams come true. Going back to how we got the light bulb from, Edison, or when we're talking about how we have KFC, these were dreams that nobody believed in, but because of that firm faith and mindset, someone was willing to keep knocking on doors to make that happen. So if your dream is to just make $100,000 a year, $10,000 a month, then this is a series for you. That is relatively easy with this program. If you want to get to 7 figures, you can do that too. But if you have a bigger dream to franchise and say raise 15, 20, or $100 million in capital, then that will be a later series, but it is possible. So again, I wanted to give Skylarr a chance to talk about what he sees as an entrepreneur, his mission, his vision, his purpose for the salons and for the centers that he'd like to see built.
So basically, starting off with our first business, that was kind of going to be an idea to kind of monetarily sustain those other ideas that I had, was a salon. Basically, when we started off, we wanted to be able to be self-sufficient, run itself, be profitable, and we met that goal very early. After that, the initial process of building the salon was to put in 7 stations. That way we could, obviously it was a numbers game. The more stations you have, the more profitable it was, based on the amount of employees that we had. So that's where we're kind of at right now, is making it fully staffed. That way we can generate some more monetary income. That way it can give us more freedom to do these other ideas that she was talking about, that would give us more financial freedom to do other things. So that's where we're at right now. The next step.
Do you have a solution on how you will have the 7 stations taken care of?
So yeah, as of right now, the station's already built. So physically, they're all ready to go. It's just trying to find those employees that, which is pretty much we're finding out to be kind of more the harder part, to find the employees that we want to be able to run their own stations in our business, to kind of share the same values and goals and mindset that we have to do it the Salon Envy way, that we have worked so hard to set a brand for ourselves.
So what Skylarr is saying is that basically they're moving from, and the reason that I wanted to do this series is because they're moving from a solopreneur mindset to a big business mindset. In his world, in our world, we're thinking, as a business owner, we're thinking, okay, I would like to have these 7 stations filled. And if you think you're, let's say you're a mechanic at a shop, you would be thinking the same way. You would have to have another, technician, another mechanic, with the same principles will apply if you are in any industry. It doesn't matter if you are at a beauty salon, or you're at a CPA firm, or you're a law firm. Your industry or business type is not as important as getting the concept. So the issue that we're facing really is, how do we leverage our time and also be able to generate income? That's our goal. But But how about looking at the bigger picture from a different angle? Let's look at it from a community angle. My goal was to see a few thousand jobs created. So these stations represent, for every person that gets a station is another opportunity for another human being. We're moving from small business mindset to big business mindset. We struggle there because we tend to want to keep things the way, to maintain brand image, to maintain customer satisfaction, to maintain our clientele, to do good for the community. There's a big gap there and there's a challenge. How do we achieve that through systems that are automated and very simple?